Coming up next, we have Alicia. Let me pull out her bio. Alicia today is she's known as a soulful spiritual catalyst. Today, she's going to be speaking about making your heart sing, learn how to step into your life purpose and overcome limiting beliefs. She is now as a top professional in the holistic field of healing using diverse techniques and modalities as a certified Reiki master, astral travel guide, hypnotherapist, oracle reader, sound therapist, crystal healer, teacher, or ordained minister and mentor. She has given thousands of readings and healings worldwide and helps clients discover their life purpose, gain insight to the soul contract, release blockages, heal trauma, and let go of toxic relationships to help the client release fears, phobias, limitations, and health concerns. She's being featured as a reader medium in an upcoming documentary produced by William Shatner, showcasing scientists discovering consciousness in the paranormal. She was also a psychic reader at the 2020 Super Bowl VIP party, and she's admired by many by her peers, as well as known as giving quality readings and healings. You can find her at soulfulreadingswithalicia.com. She's also located here in South Florida. So welcome to the stage, Alicia.
Hello, everybody. How are you today? I hope that you're enjoying this great event and taking advantage of all of these readings. So I'm just going to talk about, I'd like to make this interactive. So I'm just going to talk for a couple of minutes.
Can we possibly start with solidifying your computer or your camera? It's kind of wobbling.
I don't know what to do.
I need you to take it off your lap and put it on something solid.
Okay, no, it is on something solid. I don't know.
It's on a table?
Well, it's on my lap. It's on my pillow.
Okay, that's the problem. It's not solid. You're wobbling. Even if you put it on a box.
What about now? It's on
the bed?
Well, it's on my coffee table. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You're not moving.
Okay, good. So, I'd like to make this as interactive as possible. So I just want to start off with a couple of things, because I'm speaking today about life purpose and limiting beliefs. So I don't care what age you are, you could be 10, 20, or 60 or 70, it doesn't matter. Whatever age that you're at right now, you're being guided to really tap into whatever makes your heart sing, whatever brings you joy, and whatever makes you excited. We really are being guided to let go of our limiting beliefs, to really reconcile all of the trauma and everything that has kept us as limited beings. In the truest sense, we are all eternal beings. We have infinite potential, infinite opportunities, and infinite resources. And it's really important that you not just intellectualize that, but to really process this information and use it in your daily life. We are really being guided to no longer have to suffer, to sacrifice, and to settle. Most of us have really learned to settle. We'll say, well, if I get this, it's okay that I don't get this because I have this. And so it's really, really important, that you really do go within and really reconcile, as I said, your beliefs. Do they belong to you, or were they indoctrinated into you?
Alicia?
Yes, ma'am.
I need you to please keep the camera still.
Okay, is it still moving? Because I'm not moving.
Yes, it was.
Okay, let me put it back here.
It's not me.
Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So when we do that, it changes our vibration. The goal is to have our vibration, our levels of consciousness, our frequency at the highest levels. Most of us move through each now moment through our conditioned minds. Our conditioned minds are attached to our low heart. In our low heart resides our ego. And so I really would recommend to each one of you to really get in the habit of connecting to your high heart. In your high heart resides your soul and resides source. There is no fear, there are no limitations, there's no anxiety in that high heart. So I want you guys just to be mindful about if you are experiencing stress, anxiety, frustration, resentment, fear, to say to yourself, okay, I see where this is coming from. This is coming from my conditioned mind. I send you away with love, and you choose to replace that thought with a positive thought, a thought that's really uplifting, supportive, beneficial, and helpful. So I'm going to open up now to the audience and see whatever questions that you have. It could be a personal question. It could be a question related to the planet. But I'd like to make this interactive and answer as many questions as possible. So who would like to start? Does anybody have a question? Nicole, do you have a question?
I have a question. I raised my hand.
Okay, who raised their hand? Hannah. Hi, Hannah. What is
Hey
your
there.
question, honey?
My question is, I feel like there are a lot of things that I know, just like I have massive amounts of knowledge of 30 years of, spirit, like multiple spiritual awakenings, all that, and leveling up and all. But can you tell me, I suppose, not the difference, or maybe if there's an entryway or what have you, or whatever it is, the kind of like if there's a cracking or between like the self-knowledge, the awareness, right? Between the awareness and that sort of, I've literally had a vision of like the one leg on the cliff, and it's like you can either like roll down the hill again or fly. Like I literally see it, and I feel like I'm, that.
Well, you have a great question, and that applies to each one of us, actually, not just to you. So it really is taking that knowledge. Knowledge is something that's learned like from a book, and moving that up and accessing wisdom. Wisdom is actual life's experience. It's what you've learned from your own experiences. And really, it's so funny, not funny, haha, but that dream that you had about not going back down the thing again, it's really for all of us as well, because we're intellectual beings. We really intellectualize so much. But what happens is that information stays in our intellectual body. We have a physical, emotional, mental, psychological, spiritual, intellectual, astral. We have all of these various bodies. What happens is that there's a disconnect between those bodies. So there's a disconnect between your intellectual mind and your heart and your body and your soul. So what you're really looking to do is take that wisdom, that intellectual knowledge or wisdom, and really learn how to integrate that. You first have to process it, and then you integrate that. And you integrate that into your daily life, moment by moment by moment. We've been moving through each now moment, mostly unconsciously. Think of it as this way, as a little analogy. We have a horse, and the horse represents life. We're on the saddle on the horse, and we're facing backwards. That horse is taking us wherever it wants to go. What happens with that, we develop like victim consciousness, and we feel like we have no control over our life. I want you to turn yourself around on that saddle, grab the reins, and take control of your life. We don't have to wake up in the morning and say, what is life going to bring me today? What horrible things are going to happen? What's going to befall me? What craziness is happening in the world? No, we wake up in the morning and we say, I'm choosing to have a great day. I'm choosing to be happy, to be joyful. Happiness comes from within. It's a choice. You choose if you're going to be well, if you're going to be happy, if you're going to be at peace. You choose every day. And in fact, moment by moment, we choose what's going to, how we're going to respond. You have to understand, We have no power over the external world. We cannot change, control, fix, rescue, or save other people. It's impossible. Our power lies in how we respond rather than react to the external world. We choose our thoughts, we choose our feelings, we choose our experiences. So I really would suggest to each one of you to really focus on your internal world, your inner world. Your outer world is a reflection of your internal world. So if your belief system is telling you that you're limited, that you're not capable, that you are only wishing or imagining for whatever it is that you desire, well, then that's what you're going to create for yourself. That we're all mirrors for each other. All of us are mirrors for each other. So let's say you're in a relationship, a romantic relationship, just as an example, and your partner doesn't value you, doesn't cherish you, doesn't respect you, doesn't give what you're giving. They're a taker. Well, really what that's saying to you is that's a gift for you to say, okay, well, I need to work on growing my self-esteem, my self-love, my self-respect, to really value myself, so that when your other relationships will mirror that to you. Does that make sense, Nicole? So you really are in control, sweetheart. You get to decide what kind of life you're going to have. You get to decide, are you going to receive all of the blessings, all of the miracles, all of the prosperity, all of the abundance that truly is your natural birthright? So I really would recommend that you do go within and really reconcile whatever beliefs that are not serving you now. Does that make sense? You can do it. I believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself and know that you are worthy and deserving of creating your life's desires. Hannah, same for you. Same for you. Does anybody else have another question? Lynn, how about you? You're on mute, honey. You have to unmute yourself.
I don't have a question at this moment. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for participating. Does anybody have a question? Adrian, I guess you're Adrian, do you have 1 second? Okay, sweetheart. Jorlyn, do you have a question? Okay, so if nobody has a question, then, okay, go ahead, sweetheart.
So you were talking about having knowledge, and I've read thousands of books on healing and psychology and metaphysics and everything, but I've had real difficulty with integrating it into my life, and so I'm still working on it, and I feel like I'm about to have a breakthrough, but I don't know. I really want to be able to help other people, and I have to heal myself first. And I'm just like, do you have any insight into where I may be stopping myself from integrating my knowledge into processes that are turning into wisdom, and for me to be able to fulfill my purpose?
Yes, ma'am, I do. The first thing is to please reframe the way that you talk to yourself and the universe. So you said, I'm waiting for this change, like I'm waiting for this and I want this, right? So you're going to be in that space of waiting for the things to come. And whenever you say you want something, you have to understand this is very important. The universe takes us quite literally, and I do mean quite literally. So if you're saying to the universe that I really want this and I really want this, and especially right. So you're saying to the universe that I really want to integrate this knowledge, this I would prefer the word wisdom. Really want to take the thousands of books that I've read and my other life's experiences, and I really want to integrate it. So what's going to happen is that you'll remain in that space of really wanting to integrate it, because that's what you're telling the universe, and that's what you're going to get. So a better way of approaching it would be to say, thank you so much for allowing me and showing me how to integrate this. Thank you so much for giving me the ability to process these thousands of books that I've read and really use it to the fullest and greatest extent. Thank you so much for helping me to be the greatest and fullest being that I can, to maximize my potential to the fullest. You see how even vibrationally it sounds different.
Yeah.
Right. And so what it is it's developed into an unhealthy habit for you. So you've been stuck in this like loop for at least a decade, actually, of looping. So what has to change is your dialogue, the way that you feel about yourself, the way that you think about yourself, but most importantly, the way that you talk to yourself and you talk to the universe. And the thing is that each one of us has a huge team of non-physical beings. We don't have to do this on our own. We really don't. We have our soul. Our soul is infinite. Humans still can't comprehend infinity. Our soul is infinite. Our soul has committees and councils. It really does. Each one of us, as we're having this conversation, is having an infinite amount of experiences simultaneously. Just in this reality, we have the veil, we have amnesia, we're not aware of it. We're all multidimensional beings, we're all transdimensional beings, we're all star beings. Each one of us, you're going to see what's going to come out is there's at least 278 strands of DNA. They're going to be coming, science is going to prove all of this. And one strand is Palladian, one is Arcturian, one is Osirian, et cetera, et cetera. And so it's so important that as you move through each moment that you know you don't have to do it on your own. You're not alone. You have your ancestors, you have your soul, you have your spirit team. So what I would suggest for you, Nicole, is to really work with your soul, to really tune into your soul, to really get quiet and still and ask your soul what it is that you need to see. What am I failing to see? The thing is that when one of the golden rules is that when we reach, the universe reaches with us. We have to reach first. You're only reaching like this, barely at all. I want you to reach for the stars, to dream big. Ask your spirit team to dissolve, to extinguish any part of you that has any resistance to creating the life of your dreams. The thing is, we all have to remember is that we have our subconscious mind, our conscious mind, and our unconscious mind. Oftentimes, they're not working as a symbiotic synchronistic unit. Okay, so I really want you to work with your subconscious mind, unconscious mind, and conscious mind as a way to really dissolve that which is no longer serving you, and most importantly, that which does not belong to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
There really is a huge shift going on in the planet right now, and I'm sure you've heard the language, which is we're moving from 3D to 5D. The way that my team explains it to me is that it's not a dimension, it's not a location. We're energetic beings. As such, we have consciousness. And so depending on the state of consciousness, it could be very limiting or very expansive. So the 3D represents the first three chakras, the sacral, solar plexus, and root. We have been, as a collective, moving through these first three chakras for thousands of years. And it really has been controlled by beings that lack love. So we've been enslaved in a way, conditioned, manipulated to believe that we're limited beings, that we're powerless, and we have no control over our lives. Those first three chakras are attached to our low heart. Our low heart is where our ego resides, and that ego really wreaks havoc on our lives. We want you to get in the habit of moving to your high heart. That's where that 5D reality is. And again, they're not dimensions, they're not locations. They're densities, layers of densities. So that 5D is where your high heart is, and that's where soul is, and that's where source is. Most of us, if I said, move through each moment in our heads. and we're dissatisfied, there's disharmony, there's disease, all of that. So I'd like for each one of you to really, really get in the habit of moving into your high heart. In your high heart, it's impossible to have fear. It's impossible to have limitations. It's impossible to be anxious or stressed or anything like that, or resentful. So it's just really important. And what you can do is you can see that 4D is actually the bridge. That's the bridge between 3D and 5D. 4D is where all the technologies and systems and all of that is created and presented to humanity. So each moment, all we have is 30 seconds in front of us. Linear time is one of the constructs brought to this planet, the illusion of past, present, future. Just like density, duality, gravity, physicality, free will. There's all these constructs brought to this planet. So I really want you to get in touch, and when you're experiencing something that is lower vibrational, that's making you frustrated, afraid, anxious, or tense, get inside and say, where is this coming from? Okay, I can see this is coming from my ego, from my mind. I send you away with love, and you replace it with another thought that's supportive, helpful, and beneficial. We all have programming, patterning, habits that are not serving us. So we want to create new programs, new patterning, and new habits that help us to navigate each moment in a very calm, peaceful, and clear manner. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
So we still have almost 10 minutes. Does anybody have another question? Lynn?
I just want to thank you for that presentation. It was very, very clear. It's very, very clear. And it's wonderful to hear you speak about, because I work with my guides also. And it's wonderful because I haven't thought of them as many of them as you're talking about. And I loved feeling that expansion. Thank you. And you were very, very clear about what we can do, which most people, they don't have as much clarity as you. And even when the clarity is told, people can't accept it yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's very big to feel you're in charge, you know. That's hard. Thank you. I just wanted to thank you.
Thank you so much. And this is the goal, to ensure that we are empowered beings. Each one of us are divine beings of light. Each one of us signed up for this mission. Each one of you is a light worker. Yes, Lynn?
I got something from the, sorry, I'm in New York. Cyrus.
It's okay, honey, it's okay.
I read something from the Galactic Federation about a year and a half ago that they were no longer allowing the dark side to have free will. And I want to know what you say about that. And do we have to do a lot of work to release that they no longer are in charge of some of what they've been in charge of?
Great questions. And from what I understand is there's nothing that we need to do. The earth is splitting in two. You can see that there's two realities existing simultaneously on this planet. So the earth, we're given a choice. We've already made our choice. We can either exist on the 3D earth, which is full of fear, or we can exist in the 5D earth where we're bringing heaven on earth. And so we used to be able to exist in both realities simultaneously. What's changed is that we can no longer do that. And so it really doesn't have much to do with free will, other than each one of us individually choosing which reality we wish to remain in. One is not better or worse than the other. They're just different. And so every soul has its own path and timing. Yes, Lynn?
What about the dark forces that?
So the dark forces, you can call them archons, reptilians, demons, Satan, draconians, whatever you want to label them. So their time is up, and they've had control over this planet, and not just the planet and not just the galaxy, but the solar system, the universe. And so Their time is up. We have reached critical mass. We have. And so the light has already won. And so it's kind of like, you know, when you have a fish tank and you change that water in the fish tank, at first it's real murky and cloudy, and then it settles down and it's pristine. We're waiting for things to settle down now. You have to understand the insanity on the planet, the craziness had to be at this level. It had to be this overt for people to wake up, to realize that this is not right, for us to step up and be the change that we've been waiting for. It happens individually and collectively. On an individual basis, what could we do? How can we contribute to bringing heaven on earth onto this planet? Your goal every minute is to be at peace. That's it. Peace. To choose to do that which brings you joy, passion, excitement. When we change our inner world, it changes the outer world. So please don't be so focused on the outer world, because that reality is not a part of our reality anymore. Our reality is beautiful. It really is, as they say, heaven on earth. You have to understand it's all cycles within cycles within cycles. This has been prophesized. Nostradamus, Edgar Cayce, Da Vinci, they talk about the golden age, the age of Aquarius. This is where we're at right now. This is why we're here. Yes, Nicole, I saw you wave your hand. Oh, I can answer one more question and then my time is up, because I don't want to take up somebody else's time. So Nicole, what is your question?
Oh, no, I was just going, I'm Aquarius. I was just going,
you're so
yay,
cute.
age of
You're so
Aquarius.
cute. Listen, I want to tell you something. We're all a vibrational match. If we were not a vibrational match, we wouldn't be in each other's space. So this is your confirmation. Each one of you, you're a light worker. You're an earth angel. You're a healer. You came in here to affect a big change. Take a lot of solace in that fact and use your resources, your opportunities, your potential to the fullest and greatest extent. I passed my time. My time is up. I don't want to take up anybody else's time. This has been a real pleasure, and I'm really honored to meet each one of you.
Thank you.
So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Thank you. And it's not over. Now you can follow her to the playroom. Now she'll give you more. This is when she'll start channeling and doing some readings. She has many skills. If you guys didn't know, it's not even in her bio, but she's a trained quantum hypnosis healing therapist from Dolores Cannon. And I don't know why it's not in your bio, because I would be tooting my horn if I made some effort and got that. Okay.
I'll
If
add
you
it.
guys-
Yeah.
Okay, you guys know who Dolores Cannon is? Go YouTube her. Listen to the Volunteers of the New Earth. Amazing.
She's a
Channeling.
pioneer in hypnosis, and she's written at least 18 books. She did pass away. It's called the 3 Ways of Volunteers in the New Earth.
Oh, something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew I had something about
You're
volunteering.
close.
in the New
You're
Earth.
close.
It's great. It's never gets too old. You know, you can listen to it over and over again. It's just like listening to George Carlin yesterday, something he did a skit back in back in 1976, and exactly what he said in 1976 is what's happening now with the women. So it's never too late. So guys, why don't you put a number in the chat if you'd like to win a session with Alicia, then we'll move her over into room number 1. And we have Miss Dovelight coming out on the stage next. She's joining us from Peru. And so put a number in the chat from 0 to 100 if you have not won a session with anybody yet today.
So do I go to the playroom now?
No, you have to pick your prize. You have to put a number down on a piece of paper.
I did already.
Okay,
I have
then
my paper.
wait till everybody puts a number in the chat,
Okay.
and then I'll do a countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So anyone who hasn't won a prize yet, put your number in the chat. And then you follow her to room number 1. And we still have some readers available that are still available. Let's see who's available. Roy's managing room number 2 right now. Allison's available. Part Akashic Records. We have Angela Cruz, who does Akashic Alignment. She's from Brazil. Mila is doing clarity readings. We have Michael Frumson doing tarot readings. That's who's available right now. And Annette Moore is coming out of the playroom. And she is the one who does the emotional code. Okay, so I'll do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and put your number in the chat. And let's do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And what is your number, Alicia?
My number is 16.
16. What? Laura got it.
Laura, very nice.
Right on the mark. She got 16.
Wow, you see, we're all connected. So Laura, you can take down my phone number.
No, you guys go into room number 55, please, and you guys do the exchange over there. Okay.
Okay, then I go to the playroom.
No, you're gonna go into the playroom right now and you do the exchange over there.
Okay, okay.
Okay. We're gonna bring out Dove Light, and thank you, Alicia, for joining us. And
You're
you did
so
a did a
welcome.
great job.
Ah, thank you, Sherry. That means a lot.